the first element, I would say, of this particular part of my journey, which is my husband's journey too, we explored sound healing with double gong in Phoenix 10 or 11 years ago. And at that time, I would say we had rather imbalanced, unhealthy lifestyles in a lot of ways, even though I've been a body worker for a long time and I was teaching yoga at that time. I was not embodied in these practices in a healthy way. We didn't really care to dive deeper into what was happening during these double gong sessions. We would go once a month. We met who is now our spiritual mentor, and her name is Kaur and her husband. And we would go to these classes feeling one way, and we would leave feeling so much better, and then immediately would kind of dive back into our unhealthy lifestyles. But we knew there was something there. So that was the first introduction to Kundalini Yoga as taught by Yogi Bhajan. And we didn't know the seed that was planted. But really, I would say the biggest piece was when we went through Kundalini Yoga teacher training. Part of the course curriculum is developing a sadhana, a daily spiritual practice. And we were to do it for 40 days. But I am very close to having my 5-year mark of a daily sadhana. And I've watched the tremendous change that I've gone through as a result of going within every day. And from the very, very basic things of just learning to actually relax in my body, in my heart, in my mind, and to be fully present with the cosmos and that communication and that understanding and the healing that can come through when we just stop and let ourselves be. In that same year, I was introduced to the alchemy crystal singing bowls produced by Crystal Tones at this yoga studio, and I had no interest in them whatsoever. They were lining our studio walls, and Kundalini Yoga can be very active and very vigorous, and I was so afraid of breaking one that I just would keep myself far away from them. And then one day near the end of our course, 3 of them were staring at me. And this is where I employed that language, exactly like you said. I felt like that was a crazy thing to say, a crazy thing to feel. And I approached the studio owner, who was my mentor on this particular part of the path, and I said, "This is what's happening. What's going on?" And she just laughed and she said, "Oh, they're activating to you." And I said, I don't know what that means. She said, "Come in, sit and have an experience with them." And I didn't know that I would get any of them, but I ended up leaving with all 3. So that was the start of the journey with the crystal bowls. So within the first 2 years, I ended up with 33 of my own bowls. And near the end of this process, I just kept bowing and surrendering every day, saying, I don't know what's happening to me, I don't know what's coming through me, but it feels really, really big. And so I will fearlessly walk on this journey. During this time, a couple of other things were happening. I was in a job at a local resort that was very unfulfilling. And I knew I needed to leave, and the communication was very clear, and I was told that no new doors would open for me while I was in this position. And it took me 2 years to hear that, to trust it, to honor it, and as it happens, things got worse, and then they got a little worse, and then they got a little worse. Not even the external, it was just this angst that kept building inside of me, that I knew I was not living my best and highest, but so afraid to take the next step. I feel like as a result of that, I started having some health concerns and issues. And these things, the way that they moved together, it really was another dance, another part of the cosmic play to help me lean in and trust a little bit better. So it ended up being an ovarian cyst that grew to about this size. The process of letting go and trusting the Western medicine side that I have a push and pull with, because my lifestyle really is not based in that, was a really good journey for me to find how to trust the time and place for implementing all of the things that we have accessible to us. And so the morning of the surgery, I got up, I did my sadhana, I believed very strongly I was going home, and they took me back. I didn't have any of the medication before, so I was very alert and aware as I was going back, and the sweetest nurse was just, rubbing my hair as they gave me what I needed for the surgery, and I was reciting that mantra, like walking into what I thought was the exit. So when I woke up, I was very surprised. And I knew a part of me did die. A part of me did exit, and it was in this sweet little bundle that was easy to remove. And it was this journey of learning to really see, learning to really, really see and trust that it's okay. This idea of there being right and wrong and the good and the bad, and I was able to let a lot of it go. And the biggest lesson that I try to share with people is that when that intuitive element of you says, do something, at least take the time to honor it and hear what's being shared. My journey, it took me 2 full years, and I got to walk a difficult but important part of the path as a result. But it doesn't need to be that hard. If we learn in the moment to hear and then honor and then take action in the direction of what our higher self guides us to do, which is what now I've spent my time doing, which is very scary because I often don't understand the bigger picture. But even that I've learned to let go and just let it be, and trust that the part of me that's not bound by fear or the need to organize, I just deliver what comes through. And the people that have come to us, the opportunities that have opened as a result, it feels like a living miracle. And that's the piece to me that I'm so touched and moved by, is this expression and experience of actual miracles flowing through. It's an incredible gift, and it's really sweet to get to share with others. On my own, it has tremendous meaning, but getting to share with others, it takes that and amplifies it so much. But we're learning to create a culture of open communication and receptivity, and it's really beautiful to be a part of it.